Grumpy Swoopes is the worst. Instead of riding Clark to relevance, she's riding Clark to career suicide. The former WNBA star turned broadcaster has talked her way off the Clark gravy train. The league removed Grumpy from the broadcast of Sunday's Indiana-Dallas game. Swoopes is so filled with jealousy, she can't be trusted to call Clark's games in a fair manner. Nancy Lieberman replaced Swoopes and immediately called BS on the contrived Clark-Reese rookie battle. Here's what Nancy Lieberman had to say. By far, she's going to be Rookie of the Year. If anybody thinks she's not, feel free to call me or hit me on Instagram or Twitter. Talk that talk, Nancy Lieberman. In the aftermath of Swoopes' latest Clark controversy, Sheryl Swoopes blasted Lieberman on Twitter, posted screenshots of a February text exchange between herself and Clark, and lashed out at Clark's fans. Look at these 3 tweets. Here's the first. Now here you go. And this is her talking to Nancy Lieberman. Now here you go. I get what you're trying to do with your boy Stephen A. Smith, but it ain't working. You know good and well what happened, and ditto, my life is good without you two and him. You want to go there? That was Sheryl Swoopes tweeting at Nancy Lieberman, blowing up their friendship. Then Sheryl Swoopes now has come up with her new excuse. It's not Caitlin Clark. I like Caitlin Clark. It's I hate her fans. Tweeting out, FYI, I was never supposed to do the game. Also, I do not hate Caitlin. It's a lot of her fans that are just flat out mean and evil. Another tweet. I appreciate that. Please know that I do not dislike or hate her. I like her game too. It's all of the ugly fans that I don't care for. Thank you.
And look, there's been a lot of talks about Caitlin Clark's fans all of a sudden. Dejana Carrington, the Indiana Fever have the ugliest fans or the most, awful fans. Now Swoopes is talking about Caitlin's fans. Now you got Angel in her podcast. She's talking about Angel's fans. Caitlin's fans. Sorry if I said Angel. Everybody's talking about Caitlin's fans all of a sudden and how they're threatening everybody and their death threats and all these allegations and things. But guess what? Every time I see an Indiana Fever game, I see nothing but cheering. And I'm not going to say that any of that is true, false, whatever, but I just doubt it. Indiana, I know Indiana sports. That's a smaller city. Not smaller city, but smaller town. They only got like one real sports team. Not real sports team, but like, you know how if you're in LA, you got Dodgers, Angels. You got Chargers, Rams, 49ers, and possibly Raiders. But when you're in a city like you got Iowa Hawkeyes, you got who's their football team? They got 2 college football teams. Not Iowa. You got Indiana. Sorry. Well, it could be Iowa or Indiana. Those are both 2 smaller market cities with their own like teams. So when it comes to sports, they're very like team, like family. I just couldn't see that happening from her fans like that. I just like when I go to Austin, Texas, they have one pro soccer team. If you go to any bar, anything, any event, everybody's knows each other. Everybody's going for the same team. Everybody's just having a good time. I just can't see it. So all of a sudden, it has nothing to do with Clark. It has something to do with her fans. I don't get it. Like, whoops. And now you're saying, for your information, I wasn't supposed to commentate the game? Yes, you were. Yes, you were. Why would they say, like, my problem with a lot of these people is they don't want to stand on what they believe in, and they just give you this runaround. If you don't like Clark, say you don't like Clark. And don't go around saying it's the fans and try to make excuses now. That's what's so frustrating to me is all these excuses and all these blaming one another. Just stand on it. and everything will be fine. Let's finish with Jason, get you guys out of here, but I just don't like how she's not standing on her word.
This is a catastrophic meltdown. She's throwing away her reputation and friendships and relevancy. It's Caitlin Clark derangement syndrome. It's unchecked bigotry and jealousy. It's a Sheryl Swoopes problem. It's not a Caitlin Clark problem. Swoopes' derangement will not stop Clark from reaching her full potential. What will stop Caitlin Clark, or what will hinder Caitlin Clark, is if Show White doesn't stand in front of the magic mirror and evaluate her own play. If she does that, and if we allow that, she'll dwarf Jackie, Gretzky, Brown, Wilt, and Iron Mike Tyson.
Yeah, so we're gonna. I don't really understand the dwarf situation. I mean, I get it, but Jason just just talk regular. But look, now he's going back to looking in the mirror and addressing her game. Look, Caitlin Clark, and I've been saying this. A lot of you guys didn't like the take or the fact that I said she's going to work on her game, and she does need those improvements. As I said, I've been saying from the beginning of the year on a lot of my channels, Caitlin Clark has improvements, but I am confident Caitlin Clark will step up in the offseason, have a serious strength and conditioning coach, a serious trainer, and she will be on a serious plan for growth to have a monster breakout season 2. You don't think Caitlin Clark wants to be a WNBA champion? You don't think she wants to go out and dominate as she's already pretty much doing? You don't think Caitlin Clark wants to average 35, 40 points a game? You don't think Caitlin Clark wants to do? She understands she's got to get better defensively. She's got to work on some of the passes. But this is why I don't harp on it. I let it be known, but I watch Caitlin Clark. I watch interviews. I watch everything. And I said it on the last video. Caitlin Clark acknowledges, addresses, and takes accountability for her mistakes and the things she needs to work on. She let it be known. I have great defensive instincts. I have great defensive IQ, but I get caught trying to help defense and trying to overbite on a lot of opportunities. And that's why you see Caitlin Clark's man on an island. She doesn't believe in these girls being able to knock down their shots. She's a prove me wrong type of player. I'm going to go ahead, shoot. You think you can shoot it? Shoot it. Prove me wrong. And she will leave your ass wide open 9 times out of 10 and let you shoot it. And until you start making them, she's going to keep doing it. So this is not college. All of these girls in the not all of them, but most of the girls in WNBA, they could shoot the 3 ball. Some of them are going to drop. So she has to get back to running a switch defense and also just making sure she's with her man. She cannot take her eyes off her man. She's always on the ball. She's always worried about covering and worried about helping and all these things. But her strength is a part of it. She has to, get better with her strength. Her speed is not a problem. Her agility is not a problem. Her endurance is not a problem. So I'm just excited for the growth. I think the growth will happen. Now, as far as Swoopes, she's blown her opportunity. And when it comes to Caitlin Clark, I get it, Swoopes. You want to have the old school mentality, but also in your industry, what you're trying to do, I don't think that's a good idea to start off as a fairly new person in the media. I wouldn't start off with just hating or making it very obvious on multiple occasions that you don't like somebody who is literally the face of the league when you're trying to grow in that industry. I personally wouldn't do that. And as Jason said, you're kind of ruining your opportunities. Like right now, your name's been talked about more in the past 3 months because of Caitlin Clark than in the past 15, 20 years. Do you kind of get what my thrift, where I'm going with this? So if I'm Swoopes, you got to take the opportunity and capitalize. So besides that, look, man, I'm gonna keep this one nice, short, and simple. I got plenty of content on the way. It is the weekend. I'm gonna try to get you guys caught up on some content. Besides that, it's your boy C.L. O'Connor. Welcome to Game Day Network. I will catch you guys on the next video. Make sure you guys sub to the channel. I appreciate you guys. Welcome to the community. I'll be back with another one. Shout out Jason. You know, your takes are here and there, but it's Jason. You know what I'm saying? He's kind of playing this game right now. I'm catching on, but you know, I see you, Jason. We're out of here.